I'll go first and say that my general thoughts are that it is a great video game. It is very fun. And there's just some like minor things where I'm like, why?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of X Interact. You got me, your host, Gav, and today we got Eric and Sam. Today, we're going to be talking a lot about the latest and greatest game that's come out from PlayStation Studios, God of War Ragnarok. It's finally here. Let's all celebrate. Even those who aren't PlayStation owners, such as me, myself, we got to admit, God of War is pretty cool, right? And it's probably going to be a game of the year. If not, it's going to be a tight race. So I myself have not played it because, as I said, I don't own the actual console, but my friends Sam and Eric do. So let's take some time to ask them what their impressions are for God of War Ragnarok. So I want to ask you guys, just give me your general thoughts on the game so far, and then later on we'll get a little bit deeper into the individual aspects. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first and say that my general thoughts are that it is a great video game. It is very fun. And there's just some like minor things where I'm like, why? That just kind of confused the hell out of me. Like, but yeah, for the most part, I love the game. It's really fun to play. Like, if you know the gameplay of God of War 2018, you know pretty much the gameplay of this. There's some updates to it, especially with like traversal and stuff. But yeah, just a really, really fun game to play. Really satisfying to throw the axe. And it's really nice that you have the Chains of Chaos at the beginning of this game.
Whoa, spoilers for 2018.
Bro, I don't care about 2018. We're spoiling in 2018. If you haven't played 2018 by now and you're listening to this, what are you doing?
I echo what Sam basically says. Like, this is a great video game. If you played God of War 2018, you know what you're getting into. If you liked it, you're gonna like this. If you didn't like it, you're not gonna like Ragnarok. Like he said, there are some nitpicky things that I don't like about it either, but we'll get into that later. And I'm really excited to like see where this story is. I'm like around 21 hours in. A lot of that includes like a lot of side questing. So
yeah, like I'm like 25 hours in, and we were talking about he's ahead of me in the main story.
Yeah, but not by much. Cause like we're about even.
There's just like so much side stuff.
Do you guys feel like you're close to the end, or you got
I don't.
no idea?
I don't know, because like at any moment it could just like ramp up and like. You know, it could be a Sanderson thing, Gaff. It could be like, oh, we're taking it easy for like the first like 3 quarters, and then the last quarter we just hit this fucking tailwind. It takes us, like, you know, fucking takes us.
For me, for where I'm at, it does feel like it's about to ramp up, but like it kind of feels like I'm at the halfway point too, because like, it's God of War Ragnarok, and like a little bit of spoilers, I guess, but like Ragnarok doesn't feel like it happened yet, but like. It feels like we're leading up into like the start of it, so I don't know.
Okay, so the world has not ended yet. That's good to know. Okay, so now that you have beaten the game yet, no surprise, it's a long game. It's only just come out. But 25 hours, 20 hours, that's a fairly good amount of time to really decide your has some good impressions on this game. So let's start with the story. So how does this game work as a sequel to the original God of War, which was already praised to high heavens, right? And naturally with the sequel, a lot of people are worried about it, if it's gonna do well to honor the original, and is it gonna be as good, or is it just a cash grab? Is it cheap? Does it really add anything? Does it feel necessary? So, how are you guys feeling the story 20 hours in right now?
So, it's definitely necessary. Like, I mean, I don't think anybody can say that it's unnecessary, but I don't know if it's as good. It's not as like contained as like as the first one, like self-contained, kind of. I don't know. It's kind of like so far it's kind of all over the place, but part of that is because there's a lot of side stuff that distracts you from the main thing, so the pacing is like really weird. Granted, there's not many video games that have good pacing when it comes to the main story because of side stuff. Like, there's probably a handful of video games you can say like have really good pacing. And I feel like maybe God of War 2018 probably. I mean, its pacing is a little better. But I think the biggest issue so far has been pacing. But like the content itself, loving it. Like just the world that they've built, the characters that they've created are all like really intriguing and just like super well realized. So yeah, like the content itself, I like it. I think the pacing is a pretty big issue so far.
Yeah, I agree with what Sam was saying. Like, the first couple hours, it kind of feels like more of the same God of War 2018 issue. Kratos and Atreus are walking around trying to do whatever your goal is at that point. And then like afterwards it does change a bit, but like I kind of feel like it kind of hurts the pacing a little bit sometimes. Because like you have a I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's like a B plot that happens sometimes, and it's like I kind of feel like that B plot does take a little bit of time to get through when you're going through it, and then you return to the A plot, the normal plot. And when you're back in the main plot, it's exciting. It's definitely the main attraction of the story here. But then like you have like the side quests that'll happen, and like they're don't get me wrong, they're great side quests. The one of the first ones you do in with Kratos, Atreus, and Mimir, it's like pretty good. But like I kind of feel like they kind of hurt like the main story. And granted, they are optional. You can just main story through the whole way. But I feel like side quests are like pretty good that you want to do them, because you do get some pretty good rewards with them too. Because like
but then you get the side quests that are like really good, like add a lot to like the story and stuff, and then you get the ones where you like collect these 2 things and then go fight this thing, and like that's all there is to it. And it's like, why? There's like so many collectibles, like fucking an absurd amount of collectibles. Like it's ridiculous.
Don't
like
get me started on the Ravens.
Like, well, yeah, there's more Ravens, but like that's whatever. But like, it's why are there so many different types of collectibles? Even though like the poems are really cool. The poems are really, really cool.
Did you notice what they are?
Yeah, they're They're like, so there's these poems that are scattered throughout. I think there's like 15 of them somewhere around there. That you collect, and they're like they're essentially poems about other PlayStation games. So like there's literally one about MLB The Show, and I laughed my ass off when I read it. I'm like, what the fuck is this one? And then it finally clicked, and I'm like, oh my god, they actually wrote a poem about MLB The Show. So that's really cool.
But like, that I saw that reference, like Horizon, Concrete Genie, stuff like that.
I think Horizon's one of the first ones you can find.
Yeah, I think.
Is there a Jack and Daxter one? Or
I don't know yet.
Not that I found, no. But I'm sure there probably is at some point. But it's like, outside of that, there's just too many collectibles. Like too many.
So, and you can't even collect them all in the first.
And it really
the first
distracts.
You have to come back later on.
So part of me thinks, you know how they've talked about like, oh, we wanted to make it just 2 games because we didn't want to drag the Norse saga on for too long, right? Well, that was a mistake. They should have made this 3 games. Like, there's just so much going on in this game where you can tell, like, this definitely could have been 3 separate games opposed to just 2 separate games. It's like, we had like 7 games or whatever, like three main games and then like a bunch of spin-offs or whatever in the Greek, mythology. Like, I understand that games are different, games are made differently nowadays, but why are we only getting 2 games? Like, it feels like they 100% should have done 3 games at least, at the very least, because there's just a ton going on. No, go ahead.
In the first game, like you only had access to like a portion of the realms. I forget how much exactly it was, but then in here you're like, here, have all the realms.
Yeah, like it's like
at once.
Well, not at once.
Not
but
at once, but like
it's a lot. There's like 9 realms in total.
I think I've been to every realm at this point, essentially. Actually, there's 2 that I haven't been to yet. Never mind.
Yeah, and like one of the realms, I think is it Niflheim, where it only serves as like the place where you can check all the ravens you killed.
Oh yeah.
That's about it. It's only like, okay, here's where you can see your collectibles.
I was like, wow, this is super different than the Niflheim in the first game, because in the first game it's like a Metroidvania type, like a roguelike or whatever type thing going on in there. Yeah, that is bizarre. Niflheim is weird.
Yeah.
So how are our characters coming back to this game? How are Kratos and Atreus and what's her name? Hera? I don't know. The woman.
Freya?
How are they doing?
Freya?
Yeah, Freya.
Good. I mean, I like all the characters. I don't think there's not a character in the game where I'm like, this fucking character sucks ass. Like fuck this.
I saw you whining about.
They're annoying. They're only no. They're annoying. But like as character standpoint, they're like good characters, and like I like them and like everything. But no, it's just like they don't shut up. Nobody in this game fucking shuts up.
I feel like it's the worst with Atreus, because like those first couple hours, so you're out looking. Man. Oh my god, I don't want to spoil it, but like you're out looking for somebody, and you don't know if they're alive or dead, and he was just like, oh, maybe they're in here alive. What about this door? And Kratos is all like, boy, we don't know if he's alive or dead. We don't know what's going to happen. Manage your expectations. And Atreus is like, hey, person, are you here? Hello? And I'm just like, kid, you want to shut up?
Oh, my God.
Stop with all this stuff here. Like, you're so obsessed about this topic.
But no, like, and like when you're trying to solve a puzzle, they'll be like, "Oh, here's the solution." Like,
oh my god,
20 seconds after you started trying to solve it, it's like, "Fuck off!" Like, let me try to work this through. Like,
I'm okay with that because I'm dumb as fuck. Good to me.
But like, it's just so weird. And then I noticed last night when I was like, going around, because you know, in the first game, you're like in the boat or whatever, and like Mimir will tell stories and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that in this game. But like I noticed that every time I get on, he waits until I'm like almost at my destination to start talking. And I'm like, what the fucking, why have you not been talking this whole time and telling me the story? Because now I have to wait until I get back on for you to keep telling the same story, or I can just like wait here and have you keep telling it. I don't know. That's a really weird thing I noticed yesterday. But yeah, they don't really shut up. Like, when you read the runes and stuff, every time you have to do an animation to like hold Mimir's head, and he fucking just says like, "Oh, glad you know how to read now, Kratos." It's like every single time you activate it, and just annoying stuff like that. We're like shitting all over this game. But, yeah, it's like really fun. And
I don't mind the other characters. It's just that Atreus as a teenager is so annoying to me. Like I feel like he's so. It's like that moment in God of War 2018 where he finds out he's a god and he gets all annoying about it. And I feel like they took that part of him and ramped it up.
I'm not annoyed by like a specific character. I'm just annoyed in general about how they always are talking.
Yeah.
Like constantly.
And like I say I'm annoyed at Atreus, but like that's typical teenage behavior, so like it does make sense.
Mimir tells me I'm on fire. It's like, yeah, thanks, dumbass. I know. I'm on fire. Like fucking clearly.
Has the game hit you in the feels at all yet?
Yeah, like 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Definitely like 5 minutes in, and then there's another moment where I was like, oh shit. I don't know if it was like the feels, but like I got chills, you know? I had chills. There's been a couple moments where I've gotten chills.
That's good.
Yeah.
and I've been playing on the big ass TV that my parents just bought, and it's got it's 4K. It's got like the frame rate boost or whatever. Oh my goodness, it is awesome.
Well, speaking of that, so I guess I'll just jump to that for a quick second. So what are you guys playing on? Are you guys favoring? I know there's a couple modes, resolution and performance. What are you guys on?
So I'm playing on. So it's a little weird how they lay it out. There's like two settings you can enable. There's either prefer resolution or prefer performance. But then there's also a separate setting for I think it's high refresh rate or something like that, where you can enable that as well if you have like a capable TV, and then it'll boost the frame rate.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was just talking about. Yeah.
Yes, I'm playing on performance and high refresh rate on. So I believe that goes up to 120. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
I think it can be
120.
fluctuating.
Shit.
It goes up
Yeah.
to 120, but yeah. That's what I'm playing on as well. Last night I was playing on my TV in my room, so that doesn't have the high refresh rate. But like, yeah, I'm playing on performance. It's awesome in 60 FPS. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because
It's so smooth.
I would think like a slower storytelling game like this, you want the better visuals over a frame rate, but
Well, the combat is like really good.
Yeah.
So,
And
I
for
want
me at
that
this
for
point,
games.
I'm someone who prefers performance over resolution, so
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
and like
I'm
it
playing on a
looks
1080p monitor,
amazing
so I don't need the
anyway.
4K. Yeah,
that's true. That's very true.
it looks amazing anyway. Like,
All right. Okay, so let's move on to the gameplay then. Speaking of gameplay, so how is it? The talk around the town is that it seems to have fixed some little quirks and from the first game and added some quality of life improvements, and it's still as awesome as ever as it was in the first one, if not a bit better. What do you guys think?
I think the combat is better. Like it's awesome. Like I said, having the chains of chaos like from the beginning and being able to use like switch between that and the Leviathan axe like the entire time essentially is just fucking sweet. The like I said earlier, the traversal I think is where like they made some of the biggest changes, because you can essentially use the chains of chaos as a grappling hook, which is fucking sweet. And so you don't have to climb as much. There's definitely still some climbing. But like, yeah, that makes that a lot smoother and easier. Eric, you got anything about the combat?
Yeah, I do think it is an improvement. But I have like a little nitpick. I don't know if this is just me or anything, and I don't remember if 2018 had it like this or not. But I kind of feel like switching between the Blades of Chaos and the axe is a little wonky, where it's on the D-pad. But I could have sworn, and correct me if I'm wrong, in 2018, I thought that even if you had the Chains of Chaos on, if you hit triangle, you would call the axe back and you would automatically equip to that. I could be wrong, but like in here, it's different now, because when you have the Chains of Chaos, you do triangle, like swings it around to charge it up or whatever. And so I kind of feel like it's a little not as fluid to swap between the two as you're doing combos. But that could just be me. I'm not too sure, because it has been a while since I've played 2018, and I could be completely wrong about that.
Yeah,
but I have gotten used to it now.
Really? That hasn't really bothered me. The only thing that bothers me is he doesn't put his he doesn't put his weapons away once you are out of combat automatically. That annoys me. But
yeah, I found out that if you hit down
like,
the D-pad, that's what puts it
Oh
away.
yeah. I figured that out. I was just like kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Especially because something else in the game that I won't talk about. But
Interesting.
Yeah. Like as far like the bosses though,
Oh yeah.
You know how many trolls I fought in this game? One.
A lot?
Me too. One.
Only one troll.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Only
nice.
one.
It's fucking sweet. Only one troll. And it was just like, oh, just came across this troll. Like it,
Yep,
it
me too.
wasn't. It wasn't.
We're probably talking
fucking-
about the same troll.
It wasn't like any. Like it wasn't part of the. It wasn't even a side quest. Like I just
Yeah.
came across it. I was like, oh, okay. It was random as hell, but all right.
Yeah. Like
Um,
trolls and draugrs were like basically what you fight a lot in 2018, and I feel like you don't fight them. They're not the majority in this game, is what it is.
Yeah. They definitely like stepped up the enemy variety.
Yeah.
And like the boss
Maybe a little
fights
too
are
much.
Really... What?
Too much? How can there be too much?
Maybe
Yeah.
a little too much.
The boss fights are awesome. I'm trying to think. I feel like one of the boss fights in this game is maybe my favorite out of the two games so far. Although the one fight in God of War 2018 is pretty sweet too. We're spoiling 2018, right? So I can
Yes, I think we're
like
past that.
I don't think
We're
I
past that,
don't
guess.
I don't know if any of the bosses are as good as the Magni Emoti fight in God of War 2018. 'Cause that's
Oh, okay.
probably my favorite fight in that game. The dragon's cool too, but like I really like the Magni Emoti fight. But I think there's one that's like pretty good. Like really good.
Speaking of Magni and Odie,
Modi.
a lot of Modi. A lot of characters in the game were like, "Oh yeah, you killed Modi." And I was like, "Who the fuck is Modi
Yeah,
again?"
fucking everybody.
I'm like, I don't remember. I'm like, who are you talking about? I had to look it up. I was like,
Dude.
oh yeah, Thor's kids.
Literally everybody you come across is like, "Oh, you guys killed Magni and Modi." It's like, fuck yeah, I did. Fuck yeah, I did.
I do like that they reference that like they killed like all the Valkyries and stuff. Like even though I didn't do that, it's like it's canon that Kratos
Coward.
and Atreus did everything in 2018.
Yeah, and like all the Ravens too,
Yeah,
because like they're all there when you go to the Niflheim the first time. But yeah, like overall the like boss variety is stepped up. Like all the there's still the issue where you like fight an enemy as a boss, and then sometimes you'll come across that enemy as like just a normal enemy.
yeah. I've had that happen at
And
least once. I think I don't remember any other times.
I
But yeah.
hate when games do that because it makes it makes the boss feel like way less special. So yeah, because like what's the other game? What games do that a lot?
Persona does that. You fight a big, mean, evil shadow, and then it just becomes another enemy you encounter for the rest of the game.
That final dungeon in Tales of Arise.
Oh yeah, fuck that. Yeah, that was an
That was bad.
excessive amount of doing that.
Dark Souls actually kind of does that too, but like they're not as hard as the boss version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's a game that like my brother complains about it all the time when they do that, and I can't even remember what it is. But yeah, I really like the bosses. I wish, like in the original God of War series, I don't want to sound like an old man who's like complaining, oh, it's not the same as the original God of War. But like in the original God of War series, the first 3 games, a lot of the bosses kind of felt puzzly a little bit. Like there was more of a puzzle element to the boss as well as like hitting it a fuck ton. And I wish they did that more with the bosses in these games. There is one boss that kind of does have that. But it's like, it's whatever. It's not like amazing, but like I and the other thing is, if I don't fight something that is like massive, I'm gonna be pissed. Because like you fight massive shit in the original God of War games, like that you're like climbing on and shit. Like I want to climb on something while I'm fucking murdering
Killing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There just hasn't been any of that. I mean, you fight big stuff, but nothing like truly
But not big.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, not.
I don't
truly
think
massive
anything
yet.
as big as that dragon in God of War 20.
No, nothing. Nothing
Close,
Yeah,
but
nothing.
nothing
as big
like
as-
that big.
Yeah, pretty close, but But I'm talking even bigger than the dragon, bro. I want something big. I want something huge.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because
We'll
like
see.
we're like
Who knows?
we don't know where we are in the story yet.
Who knows? Yeah. But yeah. So like, I like the bosses, but I like the bosses in the original game more. Or original games, not the original game. The original God of War does not have has like one good boss. So, but 2 and 3 fucking slap when it comes to boss fights. So
Yeah.
How
I
is
think you
it-
just basically said all I said there for that like question, I guess.
How is the difficulty of the game? Um,
I can talk about this one because I'm playing on Give Me No Mercy, which is the second to hardest difficulty. And
sheesh.
so, or yeah, second to hardest. And let me tell you, I'm getting my ass kicked half the time.
Are
Oh
you
my
persevering?
god, I'm persevering. Yes, I am.
Okay.
but does it feel unfair?
Sometimes I guess. Like
Fair enough.
like I feel like sometimes my my AI companion will be just like standing there and like not attacking. I'm just like, yo, you want to help me out here?
Yeah.
Like getting beat. I'm getting my ass beat over here. Help me out. And like I think it's just me like for example the dark elves, maybe sometimes I'm not utilizing the weaknesses correctly because like dark elves fucking the bane of my existence, but like if you just fucking throw your hands at them and like they fucking crumble. But like I'm just like, but I want to use the axe. I want to use the blades of chaos. I don't want to beat them down with my hands. And that definitely makes it harder. I have been trying to like get used to parrying because parrying does fucking save your health, save you a lot of times. I'm telling you that right now.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, and I think boss fights they are definitely more fun on the harder difficulty because like you're like learning their move sets. You're trying to be as good as you can. To me, it kind of feels like, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this because people hate these comparisons, but like kind of feels a little bit like Dark Souls where on Give Me No Mercy, like you can really only take a few hits before you fucking die, and so like you have to like learn the boss like their tells and utilize the best of your abilities.
I'm playing on balance, and trust me, I still have to learn the tells. All right.
Yeah.
I'm playing on balanced, so it's a little easier for me compared to Eric. But I still feel like, to me, balanced. I always like, especially the first time I play a game, I like will always play on normal, just because I feel like that's the most balanced of the difficulties, generally. And so that's how I feel in this game, where it's like, I feel like it's challenging enough to where I'll die to bosses like once or twice, maybe. Sometimes I don't die, but just depends on how quickly I adapt to like their moveset and stuff. But then at like the same time, I still feel like I'm a fucking god, you know, which Kratos is. I don't want to feel like some nerd, you know,
mortal.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like I don't want to feel like a mortal nerd.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I am in real life. All right, I want to feel like a god, and this game makes me feel like a god.
Absolutely,
in all the best and worst ways.
Yeah, for example, like the Valkyrie equivalent to this game. There's a lot of them. I fought a second one last night, and like the first try, I got my ass beat. Second try, I fucking just destroyed him because like parrying is so good in this game, and like I just fucking like immediately got it down, and I was like, okay, this tell, parry it, and then whack him a few times. Oh, he's gonna do the same move again, parry it, and whack him a few times. Granted, he didn't have a lot of moves, so it made it a lot easier to like figure him out. But there's that. But then I kind of feel like sometimes, like when you're just fighting generic enemies and mobs, it can get hit or miss because like they can swarm you really quickly, and then like I said, your AI partner doesn't want to do shit, and you got to tell them to do shit. But otherwise,
that's when you use those area of attacks. You know?
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, all right, you got to use your attacks here.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's what I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, combat wise, I think the game is still great. It's still really good.
Yep.
Let's move on to visuals, you guys just touch on it if you want. How pretty is this game? How are the environments?
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're good. I wouldn't say they're mind blowing. I think again, it's like God of War 2018, but like like prettier, basically.
Bigger environments as well.
Yeah, bigger environment, definitely bigger environment. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful.
And then tangentially related to this, you guys were talking a bit before the show on whether this game was held back by last gen hardware. Why don't you guys speak more on that?
Yeah, actually, we got a Q&A question from our good friend of the show, Jacob, and he did ask, with God of War Ragnarok being both on PS4 and PS5, and it reportedly running great on PS4, do you think that Sony Santa Monica was held back by being on both console generations in regards to how it looks and plays in the PS5? And so, yeah, basically, with that question being asked, there definitely is some points you can see where it is being held back due to being on PS4. Me and Sam were talking before the show, like there's a lot of areas you gotta slowly crawl through, which those are normally used to hide loading screens and stuff like that. And like it's so abundant in this game. Like I've lost count on how many times I had to cross through places to get somewhere.
And the fast travel thing is like, why do I have to go, you have to go through so many steps to fast travel. Like you have to go to a specific point, then you have to like activate this thing, then you have to activate another thing, and it's just like, this should not be this many button presses just to like travel, like fast travel. And not just like button presses, like you have to literally go to like a separate spot and then like
yeah, and I kind of feel like they should add more of the spots around the maps because like sometimes like, they're pretty far apart.
Yes. Like if you're gonna make me go to one of these fucking gates to fast travel, maybe spread them out a little bit more. Like give me a couple more per area.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that kind of does get annoying. I don't know that like the gameplay itself though, or like the visuals are held back. Because the game still looks beautiful. Like maybe, sure, I guess if you get down to it, maybe it could have looked like minutely better, where you could barely even tell. But as far as I'm concerned, it looks great, plays great. But yeah, there are definitely like things where they're definitely trying to hide loading screens, which is, I assume, primarily for the PS4 I played Ghost of Tsushima on the I played Ghost of Tsushima on the PS4. Those load times are fast, fuck. But I played Ghost of Tsushima, and I've played Final Fantasy VII Remake on PS5. I've played. Those are bad examples because those are also on PS4.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy VII Remake, like, for example, still has like those crawl spaces where you have to walk.
That is true. Yeah. But I've played like Ratchet and Clank. Load times are fucking fast as shit. The point is, they're definitely trying to hide loading screens still, and that's like gotta be because PS4.
Yeah, I agree with Sam here. I kind of feel like gameplay wise, I don't feel like that's held back anyway at all. Like it's gonna be God of War 2018 plus more. I think that's what it was always going to be. Graphics wise, I kind of feel like, in my opinion, like I feel like we're hitting the diminishing returns with graphics anyway. So like, I kind of feel like that didn't really matter. But yeah, like the world design in general with like the crawl spaces is what I feel mostly is like being held back, because I kind of feel like if it was designed for PS5, you can like have those kind of seamless, but otherwise that's really it.
And the thing with fast traveling is that I just fucking popped in my head. Actually, might not be because of PS4. It's because they're so insistent on this fucking no-cut cam that they're like, we're gonna make you do shit that is so pointless because we don't want to like cut away from Kratos. It's like, it's a fucking video game. Just put me in a loading screen that's like gonna last like a second or two and get me there. Like, I don't know. Like the one the one cut cam is like cool. Like it's a cool thing. Like, does it add anything for me? Absolutely not. Like I don't fucking care that there's like, no cuts. There's a lore
reason behind the fast travel, so they had to make that because of the one cut camera.
Yeah, and it's like it's like, come on, we don't need this. Like across like 30 at least hour experience, I'm not even gonna like be like, oh yeah, cool, one cut cam, like awesome. You know why? Because the camera cuts when you die a bunch, so it doesn't even matter. It's just like, I don't know why they're so insistent on that. I really hope if they make more of these games that they stay away from that. Like,
Yeah, I don't really have that much of a
cool
problem with the one cut cam, in my opinion.
But like, it's a
the
cool
only time,
thing, but like, I don't know.
yeah, the only time where it gets a little weird is that when a character goes to sleep and like you're just on their face for a couple of seconds and like it's kind of hard to tell that time is passing until they wake back up. You're like, oh, time passed. Okay, never mind. It's
Like,
a little weird.
There was one. There is a cool transition that came out of the one cut cam though. That I was like,
I know
oh,
which one you're talking
that was
about.
pretty sweet. But yeah, I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like the fast travel thing has gotta be because they're like so insistent on the one cut cam.
Yeah, and now that you actually mention it, I want to kind of go over a few nitpicks that I have mine.
All right, nitpicks was the last segment I had, so go for it.
Yeah. So we already talked about the crawling space and the loading. I already talked about Atreus being fucking annoying as fuck. That menu system, the main menu,
Yes, please.
is needlessly confusing, to say the least. Like, there is so much going on in that menu where I'm just like, I'm just gonna hit auto equip because I don't know what the fuck is going on in this menu here.
Like, and I think this is another thing where they're just trying to do too much in this game. Like, why does every fucking game need to be an RPG now? Every single game that comes out is like, we're gonna have RPG elements that are completely pointless, and like, why do we need all this? Like, why are there like 50 armor sets in this game? It feels like,
Yep, each one that you can upgrade separately.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm never gonna change from the one that I'm using because like I can only afford to upgrade really one to like keep upgrading and keep up with my level, and it's like, I don't know. There's just too much of that stuff. Like, there's so many armor sets. Like I said earlier, there's too many collectibles and stuff like that.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even bother upgrading armor. I just buy like the highest level one that's available in the shop and go with that.
Wow. Okay. Because I've just kept the same armor and I've keep upgrading it.
I would, but like they eventually like require rare and rare materials. And I'm just like, I'm gonna just pay money to get better armor. At the point. There are some side quests that you can do that give you better armor too, and so I've been using those as well. But like, it's the whole armor. There's like, so there's armor. There's like mods for the armor, I believe, or something like that. Yep. Then there's like a charm that Kratos can equip that give them different stuff. There's mods for the weapons. There's mods for the shields. There's skill points you're gonna give to Kratos. You can upgrade his rage, which is like a whole separate from the skill menu. There is just so much shit going on in this game. And then in Kratos' skill menu, you unlock a skill, and then you can like, I guess, attach mods to the skills once you like use the skill enough times. There is so much going on in here. It's a lot. Yeah, not to mention that Atreus, you can give him skills as well, and you can give him armor and weapons and attachments. There is a lot going on in this menu here.
The menu is awful. Like,
it's a complete downgrade from 2018.
I don't remember.
It was a lot clearer here.
I was gonna say, I feel like 2018's menu was not even close to this garbage. Like, it's so bad. Like, it's so difficult to like go around. Like, why is the armor set I have equipped halfway down the list? Like, put the armor set that I have equipped at the top so I can fucking see it. Like, so it's just right there. Not so I have to scroll down the list, find it, and like just simple things like that could help it. But what the fuck is the compass in this game?
Oh my god, yes.
What's wrong with the compass?
Oh,
it's terrible.
It's like, bad.
Does it point north?
It fucking readjusts, like when you're tracking a quest, it readjusts itself like every like every like
Yes.
degree that you turn, it fucking like shoots itself the other way, and it's just like,
Yes.
What fucking direction am I going right now?
It'll be like, oh, your objective is straight. I go straight, and it's like, oh, here you go. It's all the way in the left side now. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's because the compass. It's because
really
it's
bad.
like because the objective that is like on the compass, it's like tracking. So like it's trying to guide you.
Yeah.
Instead of just telling you where the objective is, if you know what I mean. So like it's telling you have to go this direction, then this direction, then this direction. So you have to like follow a path, which is just really bad because it just moves all over the place, and it's just so confusing.
Yeah.
And also the compass is like pointless. Like I wish it wasn't there.
There's another nitpick I had with it where I was tracking something in a different realm. I couldn't get to it. It was one I was telling you earlier, Sam, where there was like a bridge I had to get to, but I couldn't figure out how to get to it. So I had it tracked. Then I left the realm and I forgot to untrack it, and now it's just stuck in my compass no matter what realm I'm in. And so like I can't untrack it unless I think I go back to the realm. And so it's like just stuck there. And I'm like,
if you go into what is it called? Goals or something? Whatever the quest menu is.
But it's not a quest. It's like a location. Like it's like an undiscovered location on the map that I haven't been to. And
well, you can probably do that from the map because you can you can get to all the maps in the menu even when you're not there.
Probably could, but like it's still annoying because like you have to go. No, yeah, you're probably right.
I see what you're saying, but
it's like a little nitpick that I have where if I'm not in the realm, I probably shouldn't be on the compass. You know?
Yeah. Overall, the UI is just not good. Like. It's just not good. I wish it was way better.
I feel like they overcomplicated it.
Yeah, and part of it is because there's too much.
Yeah,
like too much going on with like armor. Like Eric said, there's fucking upgrades to the armor. There's upgrades to your shield. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Why do we need this? But yeah, it just clutters everything in the menu, and even like the codex like menu is confusing as fuck. Like it's so
it's a little
weird
confusing as well.
It's weird as hell to navigate. I don't know. Maybe they had someone different design the UI of this game than the first one because it sure feels that way.
Yeah, I think that's like a lot of the stuff I'm talking about the game are like nitpicks. But I feel like the menu is like the biggest egregious thing in the game.
100%.
Where it's just needlessly complicated.
Yeah. Sounds like we've complained a lot.
But you guys love this game.
I want to be clear.
Yeah,
this game is like awesome. Like really fun to play. There's just like some annoying things where it's like, whoa. And they stand out because the rest of the game is so awesome.
It's so good. Yeah, otherwise.
Yeah. Like overall, I think I'm liking it more than 2018, but we'll see. We'll see. I think a lot of that's going to hinge on where the story goes, but
we'll see where your opinions shape up on the game.
Exactly.
Especially once you finish it and once we get nearer to Game Awards, when you guys are probably going to finish it by then. And then
nominees come out this Monday.
Exactly.
Yeah, if I'm gonna let you know, but the next time we do a podcast, I'll probably have the game finished. All right.
Yeah, me too.
I'll probably have I might have it platinumed. All right.
All right.
So, like, for reference, How Long to Beat says that the main story is like 22 hours, main story plus extra is like 29 hours, and then like me and Sam are like 21, and he said 25. So we're around there, even though it doesn't feel like we're heading to the end. But like Sam said earlier, it could like flip on a switch like that. So
yeah.
We should be able to finish it sometime this week.
So I think we've talked pretty well about God of War Ragnarok. Thank you guys for your thoughts and insights. And I'm very happy for PlayStation fans that they finally get this game, and only makes me wish I could get a PS5 or afford a PS5.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Real quick, Sam, game of the year or no? Do you think this obviously Elden Ring versus God of War is going to be the big two for Game Awards, but like,
hey, why are you
like God of War is going to be?
You're downplaying Xenoblade.
Like my game of the year?
Yeah,
Or like
I mean,
overall game of the year?
how about both? Overall, and like if it's gonna be yours, yeah or not.
It very well could be my game of the year. Like I think it's heading that way. Like 100%. Like without a question. Grant, I haven't played Elden Ring. Like I feel like that's a big competition. And when you're talking about like the Game Awards game of the year, it could go either way. Because like God of War 2018 won the Game Award for Game of the Year.
Yeah,
So
and that was up against Red Dead 2.
That was up against Red Dead 2, which is a better game.
I don't know about that.
Red Dead 2 is awesome. So, you know what? The fuck off.
It was okay. It wasn't for me with what they try to do with that game.
Yeah. And I think we could be running into something similar where a lot of people swear by Elden Ring being like a better game, but God of War being like the more popular thing, maybe. But also, Elden Ring seems different than Red Dead 2. I feel like a lot more people are like, this game is like insane how good it is.
Okay.
So I feel like Elden Ring's probably gonna win.
Okay, just wanted to like get the feels out there because we are gonna do our Game Awards predictions episode. I believe the week before, right?
Yeah. And
Just wanted to see how
we'll
it
go
goes.
through all the awards and stuff. Predict who wins.
So that wraps up our discussion on God of War Ragnarok. And let's just end off this episode with a bit of crossplay, where we talk about all the games that we played this past week, other than God of War, because we've said enough about that. So anyway, I'm playing God of War. I got not too much to say. I've been playing a bit of Persona. I've completed the first palace, and just having good times. Otherwise, I have been playing the winter update for Halo Infinite. Per match EXP. I mean, it's finally fucking here, and it's a welcome addition. I got MVP the other day, and they gave me some additional XP. Let's go.
This man.
And the new battle pass. It's neat. I'm glad. It's good. More stuff is always good. I still haven't gotten to play on the new maps yet, but that's just random chance.
Like 2 new maps.
2 new maps. Yes, that's correct. A noticeable difference I see now is that the plasma pistol fucking rips. They've restored it back to its glory in previous Halos. The charge shot tracks like a motherfucker, and you can easily noob combo someone. So thank you 343 for listening. Hell yeah. What have you guys been playing besides God of War, if anything?
Sam, you got anything?
Yeah, I was super smart about this. I was like, God of War's coming out this week, so you know what? I'm gonna start on the last weekend. Final Fantasy VII, the original, and I am. So like, I had gone to Cosmo Canyon way back when, but I restarted, and I am almost back to Cosmo Canyon. Almost, not quite there yet. Enjoying the game. Still haven't used any of the cheats. Besides the speed up one. I've used the speed up one. But I haven't used like the other two. The health and limit, I think. And
yeah, that's one cheat. And then no encounters.
Yeah, no encounters. I haven't used those yet. But I've used the speed up thing because like it helps speed up the game. You can like run through areas and stuff a lot faster. Enjoying it. I think that's all I played besides God of War. So that's all I got.
Eric?
Okay, so last week I picked up a couple indie games on Steam because I guess like Dead Cells was having like a promotion going on or something like that where they get weapons from other indie games together. And so they had a promotion going on where you can buy, I believe it was Dead Cells, Risk of Rain 2, Shovel Knight, Katana Zero, and Slay the Spire all together for like $50. And so I asked Steven about it because he's like, I guess, the resident indie guy of the podcast here. He's played a lot of these games. And so I asked him, like, hey, is this actually worth it? Should I like pick this up? And he was like, yes. And I was like, okay, cool. So I picked up only a few of them. I picked up Dead Cells, Slay the Spire, and Risk of Rain 2. Because Shovel Knight, while I want to play that, it's only the main Shovel Knight game. It's not the Treasure Trove collection that has all the other games on it, which I saw was on sale for $20 like a while ago, while this one here was just the original Shovel Knight for 15. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait on a sale for Treasure Trove. When it's on $20, I go pick it up. So I skipped on that. And then Katana Zero, Steven said he was like, it's good, but it was like the bottom of the list. So I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to play that one just yet, so I'll skip on that as well. But I got Dead Cells, Risk of Rain 2, and Slay the Spire. Played a little bit of Slay the Spire. Can't really form an opinion of it. I played like less than 30 minutes of it because it was during like lunch. I played it for work, so there was that. But I have played like 5 hours of Dead Cells. Let me tell you, that's a pretty good Metroidvania game so far. Kind of feel like it's a roguelike Metroidvania. I kind of feel like I'm like early in because I haven't really unlocked too much stuff. But I'm having a good time with it. I do want to play more of it. I might do a stream of it next Saturday. If I finish God of War by then, which I really hope I will. But yeah, that's all I've been playing really. I've been just really waiting for Ragnarok, to be honest. So there's that. Sonic Frontiers, while I haven't played it, I really want to play it, just seeing like all the reviews and stuff.
Eric.
Plus, I was waiting for a sale, and would you look at that? I saw
It's
this
already
morning.
on sale.
It's already on sale. 4 days after it came out.
Oh no! Hey, I got a 12-cent refund on God of War from Amazon. So obviously that went on a 12-cent sale. So
yeah, you know, but like $20 is a lot bigger than 12. So like, I might pick it up today. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if I should pick it up today or like wait for Black Friday to see if it gets even cheaper.
Eric's gonna pick it up today and then start playing it and never finish God of War.
Yeah. Hey, no, I'm gonna finish God of War.
That's how this is gonna go. That's how this is gonna go.
God of War. I want to finish it so I can avoid the spoilers because Sam, I watched your video on God of War, and let me tell you, the recommended videos were getting spoilers. Thankfully, I didn't see anything because my phone cut it off. But I was like, oh no, I'm not. I hit the description so I can cover up the phone screen. But let me tell you, they are out there.
Yeah, fuck that. My brother got spoiled on the thing that happens in the first boss fight. Well, not the first boss fight. You know what I'm talking about. He got spoiled.
Now we know a thing happens.
Yeah. But spoilers were out there, and I was close to getting spoiled because of your video. So
it wasn't. To be clear,
it
wasn't my video specifically. I don't even
just the algorithm.
I hadn't even played the game when I made that video, so it wasn't my video that spoiled anything. All right, I will not be taken down a peg like that. All right, I don't spoil.
It just reminds me of a time where I was watching a Final Fantasy 14 video, right, and I got fucking spoiled on a Persona 5 Royal thing, which. Before it came out in the States, I got spoiled who the third semester boss was because I saw the person's cut in when they do a critical, all in an unrelated video, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Awesome.
I wasn't even signed in too. It was like I was browsing. I don't even know what the hell it was, but like, it was like a separate. I think it was on my web browser on my phone where I wasn't even signed into YouTube or whatever. And it just recommended me a Persona video. I'm like, what the
fuck? Leading up to God of War, I didn't like watch any reviews or read any reviews because I'm like, they'll be like, in like reviews, they'll be like, you know, no spoilers, but this major thing.
I mean, fucking Kind of Funny did that. They were like, no spoilers, but in the first hour, you fight this person.
I never watch any of their stuff before I play a game because I know they're gonna fucking spoil something because they always fucking do. Yeah. I think we did a pretty good job of not spoiling stuff today. Besides, 2018 stuff. But again, if you haven't played God of War 2018, I don't know what you're doing.
What are you doing there? Exactly.
What are you doing here?
So yeah, that's how I've
Get
been
it?
playing Dead Cells, God of War, and like hopefully Sonic Frontier soon.
All right, that sounds like it's a wrap. Thank you guys for being with us here today. I certainly enjoyed hearing you guys talk about God of War and living vicariously through you, and just as the lone Xbox fanboy here. Um, but it's good. It's a good time for games. Good time for everyone to play their favorite stories and worlds and whatnot. And thank you, audience, for listening to us talk. Um, it's been a pleasure. Be sure to follow us on all our platforms and social media and stay up to date with us, where we post our episodes every Tuesday. And we, these guys, they work very hard to put out some shorts for you guys and some very entertaining videos. So please check them out. And until then, it's been good. I've been your host, Gav, and with me was Sam and Eric. Goodbye. Have a nice day.